What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this, guys. What is going on, guys? Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Nice little droppy drop we're having right now in the market. We'll see how everything plays out. What's going on, bullish? Rodney's in the house. Make sure you guys, let's just start it off by slapping those likes. I greatly appreciate it. And let's jump right into this, guys. I don't have much time tonight, but we're going to cover everything we need to. So Bitcoin right now sitting at around 57,200. We did see a short but fast drop down to about 56,100. Bitcoin definitely today has been just, not doing the best, right? We had this morning, we had some numbers drop in regards to... I forgot what it was. It was based off of like earnings and stuff like that off of this morning. I wasn't really following it much, but it came out. I guess the numbers weren't too good. I honestly do not know exactly. I did not really follow much on that. But just looking at the market right now, just obviously we're not looking the best. Obviously we want to be heading towards the other way. Looks like we're coming back down, or we want to come back down and possibly retest 50,000, possibly 49,000. I don't necessarily think that's in the cards yet, but the way that the market has been looking, if we zoom out, the way Bitcoin has particularly been looking, you can see that we clearly have been making lower highs as we continue. I'm actually going to move this over a little bit, but you can clearly see that we've been making lower highs. This is zoomed out all the way from March, right? When we made these all-time highs. We have been struggling recently, right? But what's crazy is the market itself is red, but alts aren't really, again, this happened the other day where Bitcoin dropped down a lot, and alts, and I'm not talking about that big crash that we saw on the 49,000, but when we do see Bitcoin now drop down a few percent, normally alts are down 15-20%. And if you can see, you have some of these alts, Ethereum's down 3%, Ladies is down 1%, Solana 1%. You're not seeing a massive drop or a massive crash in alts, which means, in my opinion, that people are still, trying to hold on for dear life as far as with their alts, probably with their Bitcoin as well. We're going to cover what I think is going on with Bitcoin and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. Welcome, guys. Overcome. Larry's in the house. Khalil said these discounts are going to change my life. There you go. That's what I want to see. Tuan said he loves Milady. I'm sure she loves you back, bro. No Diddy on that one. But yeah, so, for right now, guys, the markets look like there's going to be some more pain. Solana right now, 141, coming back up to try to retest some big spots as far as some resistance was support. You can see we bounced off this area plenty of times. This 141 area, bounce. Now we drop below. We came down, almost pretty much hit this 137 as another spot for some support. But now this 141 is most likely going to be resistance. You can see we're getting further away from this 200-day moving average. That is not what we want to see. Yesterday, I was telling you guys, Solana is looking great. Definitely coming up and retesting this 200-day. That's what you want to see. You want to see that keep retesting of a certain spot so we can break through. Well, now, I'm not saying that it's the worst and it's all over with now, but we obviously are heading in the wrong direction for right now. So it is what it is, guys. Like I told you, if you've been preparing for this or if you have some dry powder on the side, I'm sure you are not in a terrible mood. Obviously, some of our portfolios are in the red right now, but I think this is going to be short term. I really do think this is going to be short term. Looking at the bubbles right now, obviously, nothing but red across the board, right? Nothing but red across the board. We have Phantom that's up 1%. Arweave is up 1%. Litecoin is up probably a tick. Nothing too crazy. And Caspa is actually up 1%, believe it or not. It's crazy. But majority of the market right now, you can see, is obviously down, but not down like you would assume, right? If you were looking at solely Bitcoin right now, if you were looking at Bitcoin's chart, and let's just zoom in so we can make it look dramatic, right? Let's say we were looking at Bitcoin's chart today, and this is what we have to go off of, right? We see this like fall off the cliff. If you ask me, what do you think the alts are doing right now? I'd be like, oh, the alts are getting smashed right now. The alts are done. And if you really look, some of these alts aren't doing terrible. They're down 5 or 6%. Nothing too crazy. So honestly, I'm a little bit pissed off because you guys know I want to keep, just stacking up, right? I know you guys do as well. We want to just keep accumulating. We look at these times, like today, like the other day, as honestly, I look at it as opportunity. Just like Khalil was saying, these are the times that you can if you make the right moves, can be life changing depending on how much money you're playing with, right? What I'm getting to is when you see a day like this, I would prefer to have these alts actually, even if it's just a flash crash, whatever the case is, let's get some good numbers out here, bro. I'm trying to stack up here. And some of these numbers from the last crash that we had, what was it, like about a week or two ago, the positions I'm in, I'm still in the green. Believe it or not, I'm still in the green on half those. So it's like I'm just half of them, I'm in the green on all of them. So I'm sitting here just kind of waiting. I'm like, I don't know if I want to add to my bag right now because it's going to be bringing up my average. 1 and 2, is this dip over with, right? Is this over with, or are we just seeing the beginning of some kind of a dip? Well, let's jump right into what I think is going on. We're going to read an article on what is, what they're speculating, and then I'm going to tell you also what I've seen. I haven't seen any news articles, but we covered this about 2 weeks ago. And remember what I said, guys. Remember when I said the other day that we dropped down and we recovered like a day later? And I was like, listen, guys, something just doesn't feel right. I was like, it just doesn't feel right. I was like, everything that caused that drop with Japan, unemployment, you throw out a few other key things. They didn't go away. They kind of got brushed under the rug a little bit, but they didn't go away, right? So I was like, I don't know if I'm just like sold on we're about to bounce and everything is all, birds chirping and stuff like that, So, and I think some of this stuff is coming back. I really do. So Bitcoin tumbles back under 58K as crypto quickly crumbles Thursday afternoon. The blame this time can't be laid on macro jitters as stocks are up big again. And that is another thing too, is if you look, stock market, the S&P 500 back up to 5,500. The Dow Jones broke above 40,000 again. Freaking NASDAQ back up 19,500. You have all these, all the stock market as a whole is back up and running. What the hell is going on with crypto? We're going to get into it. So, several days of mostly quiet price action came to a fast end during U.S. trading hours Thursday afternoon, with cryptocurrency subtly plunging and sending Bitcoin to its weakest levels since just after the early August market panic. At press time, Bitcoin was changing hands at 57,700, down nearly 3% from its price just about an hour earlier. Other majors saw even steeper declines, including Ethereum, Solana. The broader market gauge CoinDesk 20 index was lower by 3% in 24 hours. So the summer of 2024 has been notable for two previous panicky declines. The first of which occurred in the U.S. was enjoying its July 4th break. The catalyst for that sell-off was the German government. Remember, we saw the German government. We saw, big sell-off. That was like a week-long thing, right? So the German government entity moving to begin selling the first of 50,000 Bitcoins, which had been seized as part of a criminal probe. The second major tumble was just about 2 weeks ago when what seemed like the BHAN, what the hell is that? The BHAN rate hike by the Bank of Japan triggered a global plunge in equity markets that spread to all risk assets. That was just about 2 weeks ago, not even. Today's sell-off, for now, appears to have no obvious catalyst. U.S. equity markets are now soaring, with the NASDAQ ahead 2.4% and the S&P 500 1.6%. Both of these indicate now having return levels seen well before the early pandemic. So even in this article on CoinDesk, they're basically saying, like, right now there's no big news on what the hell is going on. But do you guys remember when we read this article? It was about 3 weeks ago, and it was about the U.S. government moving $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? This is from Silk Road. These are Bitcoins that were basically, they were seized from, so almost like the same thing like the German government, right? But the U.S. government's been holding on to this for the last like 3 or 4 years. It's been a while. Well, let's backtrack a little bit and let's go back to, remember when Trump was talking about at the convention, the Bitcoin convention, that if and when he gets into the office, he would like to use the Silk Road sees $2 billion as a startup as far as backing or basically using it for some kind of a backing of the US dollar or some kind of Federal Reserve, right? Well, literally the next day, you see this administration that's in office, they transfer $2 billion over. One of them was to an anonymous wallet, and then the other one was to a wallet that they ended up finding out was linked. That was a central exchange. I'm getting word now. It's not. This is just speculation, but I'm getting word that the U.S. government started selling off of that $1 billion that they had transferred over to the central exchanges. I don't know for a fact how true this is, but it would kind of play in on what we think is going on because of the sudden drop that Bitcoin's starting to see. And like I said, there's nothing really going on macro level, nothing going on across the world, nothing that's indicating that there's a big sell-off on risk on assets other than crypto, right? And really, like I said, alts aren't doing terrible. But Bitcoin today has seen a massive outflow in money and sales. And I'm sure as we move in to tomorrow, the next few days, we're going to find out exactly what's going on in regards to who's causing this sell-off. And I'm telling you, I do honestly think that it's most likely going to be the government that's most likely selling off chunks of Bitcoin right now. What is the reason behind it? You guys can kind of, you can speculate on your own. Who knows what's going on, if this was just a coincidence on this date that they started selling off, right after one of the candidates were talking about this, or if this is intentional, maybe they're trying to get rid of it before, something possibly happens. So regardless, I think this is what's going on. And if that is the case, then most likely this dip right here that we're looking at is going to be something like we saw with the German government, where it's a short-term kind of thing, but it's just adding on, right? It's just adding on, especially they picked, a fantastic time to start selling off, right? They picked a fantastic time to start selling off for Bitcoin particularly. We're already kind of trying to recover from this massive drop, and if this was the government, they're deciding to sell off right now before we can even get any more ground or try to retrace up at least a little higher. It'd be one thing if they're selling off at 70, 75K, but they're selling off even when we're down below 60K, and now we're getting down to these levels where we could easily wake up tomorrow. The Asian market can wake up and see what the market's doing right now, and they could start continuing the sell-off, and we could easily see 55K tonight. I do think that the alts right now are kind of in that pause mode where you are seeing some sell-offs on the alts, but it's mostly kind of like people are just waiting to see like what the hell is going on. But if you better believe, if we do see continuous move towards the downside for Bitcoin, and I'm talking 55 or below, you're going to start seeing your favorite alts starting to bleed out, just like we saw previously over here. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Most likely, if it is the U.S. government and they are starting to sell, it's going to be during stock market hours. So now that it is 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the market's closed. That's probably why we're seeing somewhat of a recovery, because the selling pressure has probably declined. So what's going on, Gina? Troy said NFK to the moon. Philly's in the house. Larry, I said what's up with you guys. Overcome said Coinbase crashes killed the run. Trump is making too much traction. All right. Who knows what it exactly is, but you better believe those internet investigators are going to be finding out. You know how they are. So looking at the fear and greed index, guys, look at this. Again, we're seeing these big moves, man. Yesterday we were at 55. Now we're back down to 43. We're still on that neutral side, but we are literally a tick away. And like I said, we're right at that area for Bitcoin where a lot of people in the alts, not us, but the people that are going to panic sell, they're like looking, and they're like, if Bitcoin keeps dropping just a little bit more, you're going to see us probably fall into this fear. And you're going to start seeing alts start bleeding out. I don't think we've seen anything yet, so was that the drop? Was this the bounce that we're seeing right now? We'll have to see how it is. If this was the drop and the bounce, I'm kind of pissed because that was a weak drop in my opinion. If you're going to do it. So we can stack up on our altcoins, right? Let's look at some DeFi real quick here. Keeping an eye out. Call has started to bleed off as well. Look at this, down today, another 5%. Market cap's at 33%. This is obviously a Cronos project that we have on, on Cronos on VVS that I have been keeping my eye on, trying to get back in here if this thing does drop down to a certain level. What am I looking for? I'm looking for anything that where we kind of found support at this 28 or below is what I'd like to start stacking up on some call. So, and going back over to Cronos particularly, Cronos is just, it looks like a lot of people are exiting out of Cronos right now. I will be honest with you guys. It looks like Cronos right now is bleeding out like crazy. Nothing but red across the board. It stinks because we had a nice run. More City's not getting called till it drops down to what? To the twos. I hear you. It kind of sucks for Cronos though, because we were on such a hype. If you guys remember, like what, 2-3 months ago, bro, it was hyping Cronos. You know, I was like, damn, it's finally back. It didn't even get to where it was in 2021. 2021, Cronos was jumping. Was literally like, I mean, every morning I would jump in on a new project and like 20x, like every morning. It was crazy for like a solid like 2 months. Obviously, we were in DeFi season at the time, but and then obviously went into Ghost Town, and it's like we kind of got like a little bit of a spurt 3-4 months ago, and we were seeing some nice moves. Nice volume coming into Cronos, and it's like now it's just died off again. It literally has died off again, and it does this. It'll be back. That's why I'm saying I'm keeping my eye on call particularly, because this thing out of nowhere will start freaking taking off. So, Owen, what's going on, bro? What is going on, bro? Let's check out a couple projects. Like I said, guys, I don't have too much time today. But we definitely will cover what we have. Nothing too much other than the market's dropping. If you're just joining, make sure you guys hit that like. To sum it all up, if you're just joined, what do I think is going on? We just read an article. I mean, the stock market's doing great. There's really nothing macro that's causing this drop, other than what we covered a few weeks ago, and it popped back up today. That's why I was like, was that the U.S. government possibly is selling off big chunks? They started off today, so. We'll see. I heard something about 10,000 Bitcoins being sold. The reason why I'm not pulling it up or anything like that, because it's all he say, she say for right now. Nothing official has been said yet on that. So I was looking at PEPE. I can't believe PEPE, as strong as it is finally broke below its 200-day moving average. I told you guys, this is something that we've seen recently, and this is a bearish sign. It really is. It's like, when do we officially say, all right, guys, we're being bearish? You know, like, I don't want to be bearish, right? I don't want to be bearish. I want to stay bullish. But it's like, at the same time, this last few weeks, the last like month or two has been bearish. It really has. If you really look at the charts for the last like freaking month, we have been bearish. We did have this nice run up to about 70K. And immediately got rejected. And since then, it's been just like nothing. But if you really if we take this bounce right here, right? This bounce, if you take it out, look how, we have been trading down since, we'll call it since June, the end or the beginning of June, right? So it's been already 2 months, almost 8 weeks that we have literally been kind of on the down and out for the whole market. And in between those days, we've seen some flash crashes here and there. You know, so not saying, oh, I'm putting on my bear hat or anything like that, but you guys know I've been calling for these drops for a while, and it's like it's like the last bull run. I feel like it was hard because we went through it, and we're not going to pull the charts up, but you guys know the story. We made all-time highs initially, coming off of 2020, going into 2021. A few months into 2021, we started running. Bitcoin ran up to like 50K, and then we crashed like 50%. And we stayed down there for like 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and then finally we bounced, right? This right here, I feel like is a little bit not rougher, But it's like it's gonna start psyching people out, and it's really gonna start mentally messing with people when we keep kind of looking like we're going up and then we keep going back down, right? Looking like it's almost like somebody that has a lot of money is literally manipulating the market. I know we always hear that, right? This is market manipulation, and you're like, it feels like this is now. It really does feel like it's just like some kind of market manipulation. There's some kind of big player or players out there that do not want to see Bitcoin really get too high right now. Is it our government? Who knows as of right now? But all I know is Bitcoin cannot break that 200-day moving average, and anything that's below the 200-day right now, I'm going to technically be bearish on for right now, short term. It is what it is. Ethereum, well below its 200 at around 2,500. Ladies, right now, 200-day is freaking nowhere in sight right now. Don't even talk about the 200-day for ladies right now because it's nowhere to be found. Excuse me. Let's see here. Look at all these projects. 200-day for Arbitrum. Freaking get out of here. 56% away from the 200-day moving average. XRP is actually probably one of the only projects that's above its 200-day moving average, but this thing is slowly but surely. I didn't even see when XRP dropped down to 43 cents. This thing is slowly but surely dropping back down. I'm telling you guys, if the market continues to come down, XRP will find a safe spot around this 49.50 cent mark. I almost can guarantee it. It wants to go back down there. ICP, been keeping my eyes on as well. Far below its 200-day moving average. Fetch AI, holy crap, far, far, far down. Myro, I've been keeping my eye on Myro. Myro is getting into this juicy spot. So for me personally, I was going to keep this for members, but we'll drop it for right now. So Myro, what I'm looking for is pretty much where we found support at this 6.1 cents or below. I'm going to start picking up some big bags in Myro, 100%. Telling you guys that's going to be the play for myself. Letting you guys know right now. BONK, not too far down. This is probably one of the better looking projects for right now. Jasmy, 1.9 cents. Who's looking for that cheap Jasmy? Because you're getting close to it right now. It looks like it's coming in support. It's finding support at the 618 as we speak. Right, green line right here, 618 on the fib retracement. We'll see if this holds, but definitely below its 200-day moving average. And Jasmy at 1.9 cents isn't a bad move in my opinion. It's under $1 billion market cap right now, so that's not a bad move in my opinion. Let's actually let me see something here. Ton's down 5%. Obviously, I'm not going to go through every freaking project because we already know everything's down. Caspa's actually up 1%. That's right. We already looked at that on the crypto bubbles. This project's unstoppable. I'm pretty much about to get in, just say that. Like, Caspa's like freaking unstoppable. I don't care what you think about that, but absolutely unstoppable, guys. Another thing that people are calling for, and you remember, we're not going to get political, poly market. They're saying that right now, the polls, as much as I don't know how much you believe in the polls. I don't know who they're polling, but the polls right now are putting Kamala Harris a little higher than Donald Trump. And what they're claiming is that if she does get into office, and now remember, I'm not getting political whatsoever. I respect any and each one of you guys' political views. So don't think that I'm attacking any side. I'm just going off of what I'm hearing. And what they're saying is that if Kamala Harris does actually get into the office, that there's going to be some kind of a crash in the market. I don't know how much I believe that. I don't know if this is part of the reason why we're seeing crypto, but at the same time, if it was a stock market and crypto coming down right now, I would maybe say, maybe because the polls are saying right now they're pointing in more of in a Kamala Harris direction as far as winning, but the stock market's doing great, right? The stock market retraced fast. What is going on with crypto? That's why I keep falling on, guys, that I do think that this government, which Kamala Harris is part of right now, I do think that they're selling off like crazy. I do think that they are, I don't know if what the purpose is behind it, But I almost can guarantee that tonight, whenever the investigators get done, the internet investigators, we're going to find out from those wallets that they're tracing that it most likely this dump is caused from the U.S. government. That's what I'm saying now. We'll figure it out, obviously. But look at all this. So right now, 54% Kamala, Donald Trump, 44% as far as winning. They even have Iran's military response. Are they going to respond by Friday? They even already have the Super Bowl champions of 2025. Let me see who they have on here. They got the Bucks on here. I should bet. Who do you guys have for winning the Super Bowl this year before the games even start? Right now they have the top Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens, Eagles, Lions. Pretty much everybody that was in the the last few games. Other than Tampa, we made it. We made it to what was it, the second round playoffs? I think it was. Oh no, we made it the first round. The freaking Lions took us out. Detroit hasn't won anything. Hasn't won a damn Super Bowl in like 30 years. They took us out. I better stay away from this poly market. I'm gonna end up starting gambling on here. Oh, Tampa made it to the second round. Ravens, boy. I'm just kidding. What do they have? Oh yeah, they have the Ravens as y'all did good last year. They have y'all number 3 right now. Hey, you know what? No, nothing against Ravens, bruh. Nothing against Ravens. When you have rival teams and they've like last year the Lions took us out. Now I'm like, bro, screw Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like now I have like a personal issue with Detroit because they took us out of the playoffs last year. Like Ravens, I don't have any issue with the Ravens whatsoever. Now, if y'all mess up and do something this year to us, you better believe I'm going to have some problems with you, Khalil. I'm going to ban Ravens on the chat. Like, you can't say the Ravens on here. I'm just messing with you, bro. When Super Bowl starts, we'll start talking a little bit of football. A little bit of football. I know most of my crypto people are going to be like, I hate sports. I hate it. Bitcoin right now at 57.5. Not looking the best, guys. Not looking the best. What's Ordinals looking like right now? Let's look at Ordi. Gina, 27.60 right now. Not looking too bad. Gina, so you asked me, not for financial advice, but she was asking me like for my opinion. When am I, where's my buy range as far as like when I'm going to start adding to my bag for Ordinals? And I said 27 yesterday, which I am, 27, but really this line right here, the $26.50 is really that level that if we do come near here or below is when I'm going to start accumulating Ordinals again and adding to my bag. So I don't know if you want to put that on your list. Mog right now. Nice little dippy poo. Let me see here. If Mog drops down like crazy, bro, I'm not, 400 million. So right now I'm looking for a solid meme coin that I want to put on my bag, right? I have Ladies. I have Mog on my sites. I have Myro. Those are going to be my 3 meme coins that I'm looking, that I have to, one of those I have to like big time add, right? So Mog is at 400 million right now as far as market cap. Myro is only at 70 million. What's Ladies at right now? I think Ladies is somewhere around like probably 68 million. Oops. Clicked the wrong one. I felt that one. Can't type today, guys. Bro. $71. Around the same thing. I don't know. I'll let you guys know what I'm doing in the Discord if something big happens tonight as far as a big drop. So, but for Mog, I guess what we're looking for Mog particularly is something, anything below this where it found some support at 73 or below is what I'm looking for. And then I already told you guys what I'm looking for Myro at around 6 cents or below. And then for Milady, for Miss Milady, if we can drop down, I don't see this happening. This is a big drop, but somewhere around this 68 or around there or below, maybe at least this 79 or below, I'll start accumulating on Milady. What kind of drop is that from where we're at? That's a 30% drop. That can happen. Milady doesn't look terrible, I'm telling you. Only down 1% today. You can tell the market's down, boy. You guys are quiet. We're back to like nobody in here. Here we go. Well, I think that's pretty much it, guys. Let me see here. Don't forget, we have the FOMC meeting in about a month. Look at this. 75% now calling for a smaller deduction in interest rates, 0.25 to 0.5. Remember, this was at 52% just yesterday, I believe it was. And this has already dropped down half, and it's come over here. I wouldn't be surprised if the market continues the way it is and just everything's going the way it is, that we see something pop up to where people are starting to consider the Fed not doing some kind of a reduction and maybe doing another pause. I don't think that's on the line, but who freaking knows nowadays, man? Who knows? What's going on, Rugged? But this right here just shows you that before, just as of yesterday, the markets were confident. Now the markets are starting to get a little bit bearish as far as the sentiment, and that just obviously goes with the fear and greed index, right? Yesterday we were at 55. A week ago we were at 61. Now we're back down to 43. We're literally a hair. If we go down to 42, we're back into the fear, right? We're back into the fear, which means majority of the market is scared or bearish, right? And you only have a small select few of us that are actually bearish or don't give a shit, and we're buying still because we're eating this dip up, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, I bet you tomorrow on tomorrow's stream or whatever, we're going to find out that most likely it's the government that's most likely causing the sell-off and in crypto, because the stock market is not doing bad, guys. Not doing terrible. What's going on, Rugged? Bro, I hate to do it to you, bro, but listen, I said tonight was going to be a quick stream, and I pretty much covered what we have. There's not really much other going on other than, just keeping an eye out, watching some of the projects you guys might be able to be getting some good dips in if you haven't already picked up some of these discounts. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, for right now, alts have not, trust me, if the markets continue to move down, and like I said, if we come down, mark my words, if Bitcoin comes down near this $55,000 level or below, your favorite alts, these alts are going to start dropping down fast. You're going to see a lot of people selling off on alts. So we'll see how it is. I think a lot of people right now are just kind of paused, waiting to see what's going on with the market. Are we about to just go back up, at least to where we were at today? Or is this market going to continue to move down? Are we going to come retest this 56.7? And like I said, if we start coming back down or looking like we're about to hit that 55, expect alts to be moving down as well. So I guess I'm going to kind of wait for that to see what's going on. But like I said, as I'm buying in, slowly but surely, I'm going to be slowly dollar cost averaging in like I have been on all these dips. So I'm not in a rush, because I still do believe that no matter what, even if the stock market is in the green right now, most likely, we called this a few days ago. We read an article about how Janet Yellen, they're going to be artificially boosting the stock market, and I guarantee that's probably what they're doing right now. They want to keep everything all cheery and, with Japan and everything like that, because we have elections and literally less than like 80 days from now, right? They cannot have the markets crashing right now. Janet knows she'll be out of a job, Gary Gensler, all these people that are in the pockets of this administration, they can't afford to have the markets looking bad right now. So, but with that being said, guys, you guys make sure to come in, or make sure you guys hit that like. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm sorry for the short stream. There's not really too much going on anyways, but if you guys need anything from me, I'll be in the Discord. We'll be back here tomorrow, and obviously this weekend we will have a solid members only stream this weekend. And if the market continues to drop, we're going to be going over some plays that I definitely are eyeing. So that's going to be for the members. Other than that, guys, thank you guys so much. You guys be safe out there. Keep your heads up. We'll be all right. Trust me, this is nothing that we haven't already gone through. We will prevail. Crypto will be back up and running. It just might take some time. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys.